So what is the most dangerous myth about intuition? It's something, in fact, that a lot of well-meaning but ignorant New Age teachers have been spreading for years. And it's causing lots of problems in people's lives. And I want to lay it out for you right here in this video. And so what is it? Well, let me tell you a quick story that illustrates why this is so important. When I was first teaching this work, I remember I had my biggest class ever, over 50 people. And I was really excited and a little nervous. And I needed a lot of assistance, so I had 3 assistants lined up to help me. Well, long story short, in the days leading up to the class, 2 of my assistants dropped out. They had emergencies. So I had 1 assistant left. And we'll just call her M. And so M had promised me, yes, Brent, I'll be there, right? It was going to be a great opportunity not only for me to have a big class, but for her, because a lot of my students would sign up for sessions with my assistants. And so we're there Friday afternoon, 2 hours ahead of opening the biggest class I've ever had. And M calls me and says, sorry, Brent, I have a bad feeling about working with you. I'm out. I'm never going to work with you again, and you have to find someone else to help you this weekend. And I was just like, what? And it caused a huge problem, especially for her. Because that weekend I had to recruit my buddies and my family to help me fill the room. And I had at least a dozen students who wanted to book sessions with me, but I was booked out for over a month at the time. That if I had had a single assistant there, she could have filled her calendar for 2 weeks. She could have made thousands of dollars. But she sabotaged it. Why? Well, here's the meat of the teaching. Not all intuition is feeling, and not all feeling is intuition. This is the takeaway here, folks. This is what can change your life. In a bad way if you ignore this teaching, or in a good way if you take it to heart. So I'm going to break it down, talk about this in a little more detail. So there's 2 parts here. One is, not all intuition is feeling. The second is, not all feeling is intuition. So let's talk about both. The first, not all intuition is feeling. This is the common myth in the New Age world, that anything you feel must be your divine guidance in perfect truth. No, no, no. That's like saying, oh, whatever you read on Facebook or Instagram must be true. No, right? You're lucky if 5% of it is true. And in the world of non-physical entities that we're connecting to with intuition, it's the same. Just because you feel something doesn't mean it's your highest guidance, doesn't mean you should listen to it. And not all intuition is feeling. It's absolutely possible to have an intuitive thought, or an intuitive memory, or an intuitive smell, or an intuitive taste. In fact, research has shown that the parts of the brain that control smells are closely linked to memory. So a smell can trigger a memory. Intuition can often work that way. So the answer is no, no, no. Not all intuition is feeling. It can come as thoughts, memories, ideas, smells, tastes, could be anything, right? So not all intuition is feeling. The second part is even more important. Not all feeling is intuition. This is the more dangerous half of this myth. This is what caused M to blow a huge opportunity. She was struggling to build her business as a reader and a healer. She could have made thousands of dollars had she just showed up. But instead, she had an emotion that she mistook as intuition. That's what I want everyone to remember. There's a big difference between feeling and emotion. So again, not all feeling is intuition. A lot of it is emotion. And many people think they're badass, talented intuitives or healers, and they're not. They're just an emotional basket case. But they think that because they have so many strong emotions that they're feeling, that that's some kind of divine guidance. I gotta say, sorry, it's not. That's dangerous, it's delusional. Because there is a big difference between real feeling and emotion. Here's how I would define it. Feeling is something real. So as an example, if you walk outside on a hot day and feel the warm air on your face, that's really happening, isn't it? Yes. If you feel like you have to go to the bathroom, that's really happening. Yes. If I tap you on the shoulder, you feel me tapping. That's real, right? So your intuitive guidance is real. It's coming from feeling. By contrast, emotion is synthesized in the brain based on past experiences. It's reactive, and it's not guiding you. It's just leading you into a pit of reaction. So as an example, when I was about 5 years old, I was attacked by a dog. And for the next couple decades of my life, I was terrified of dogs. I was terrified of dogs until I became some badass martial artist and weightlifter and, learned Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and, got a black belt in Taekwondo and could bench press 275 pounds. Until I achieved that, I was afraid of dogs. Was it because the dog in front of me was actually scary? A lot of the time it wasn't. It was the past, right? It was being attacked by a dog when I was 5. That's what I mean by emotion. So when I was afraid of dogs for the next 20 years of my life, that wasn't divine guidance. That wasn't God saying, hey, Brent, stay away from dogs. That was just my emotional nonsense, right? That was my own trauma, my own blockage from my past. And so all of us are full of all these triggers for all this emotion. And if you think that that emotion is your divine guidance, you're going to be in for a rude surprise. It's not. It's going to keep you stuck. And again, I'm calling this out because there's a lot of well-intentioned people that think they're being spiritual or new age or higher consciousness when they're living in emotional reactivity. No. Intuition is higher guidance. It's always truth. It's never an opinion. It's never based on the past. It's always about what's really happening. And if you don't know how to tell the difference, that's an important part of your training. Remember, I've created this whole series on intuition to give you lots of valuable lessons about how it works. And I've tried to make it as generic as possible. So whatever system you prefer, whoever your teacher is, whatever your process, this can be helpful to you. But whatever you're doing, stay away from thinking your emotion is feeling. And it can be negative or positive, right? I was afraid of dogs for 20 years because I got attacked by a dog. That was emotion. I remember I had another time where I had just come off a cleanse and I was feeling high as a kite, right? I had taken my son to a playoff game for hockey. Our team won. We were so excited. I was feeling great. And I got this message on Skype from someone I knew saying, hey, Ripple's going to the moon, go buy it. And I went and I bought $15,000 worth of cryptocurrency that within 30 days was worth about $600. So that's just an example of what happens if you listen to positive emotion. It's just as dangerous as negative. I want to show you how to discern the difference, how to tell the difference between, is this my divine guidance, or is this just a reactive emotion from the past? And if you already know how to do that, great. You don't need my help. But those that do, I'd love to work with you, show you step by step how to do this. So how do we get there from here? Well, first thing I would love everyone to do is, if you haven't done so already, go click like, go click subscribe. Awesome. I also want to throw in right now a little reward for sticking with me up to this point. So here's a super cute picture of a baby animal. Awesome. Wasn't that awesome? All right. So how are you going to learn to distinguish this difference? How are you going to learn, hey, is this my divine guidance? Something I should listen to? Or is this my reactive emotion, my traumas and blocks and pain points? And I'll let you know it's hard to tell the difference at first. But there is a difference. You just have to learn it subtly over time. It would be, the example that comes to mind is most of us could not tell the difference between a fastball and a curveball, right? But a Major League Baseball player can. Why? They've developed a sensitivity. They have the ability to see little things that you and I don't. So that's what I want you to learn. If you want to learn from me, I would love to have you as a student. I'm a little intense. I'm obsessed with truth. I'm going to lay it all out for you step by step, right? I'm going to make it really easy and fast. If you'd like to learn more, simple thing you can do, click down in the description. There's a link to the Spiritual Power Quiz. It takes you 30 seconds. I will help you reveal what is your unidentified hidden spiritual power. After the quiz, you get a chance to click to get a free registration for my online live Healathon webinar. And during the Healathon, I'm actually going to do some interactive processes with you to help you learn how to make these distinctions. Where does my guidance come from? How can I tell the difference? So if you want to join us in the Healathon, do your Spiritual Power Quiz, check it out, click the link. And again, make sure you click subscribe, make sure you click like, make sure you turn on the notifications. We got a lot more amazing videos coming in this series and I don't want you to miss out. That's all I got to say for right now. I am Brent Phillips, and I hope to see you again soon, either here on YouTube or maybe in my live online Healathon webinar. Until then, take care and namaste.